this attack in Manhattan was predictable, and it had almost certainly to happen, because it is the fruit of a calculated strategy, the strategy of an ideologue of the Islamic State, whose name is Abu Musab al-Suri, and he has invented the concept of a lonely wolf. You don't need to be affiliated to the Islamic State. Just read my instructions on the net and carry them out. And that's what this jihadist did. He has shown YouTube clips of the Islamic State, and then he has hired a car and he killed civilians in Manhattan. And that's also what said Adnani, the former spokesperson of the Islamic State, and I quote him: if you can kill a disbelieving American or European, then rely upon Allah and kill him in any manner, smash his head with a rock, or slaughter him with a knife, or run him over with your car. Run him over with your car. So it was predictable. It had almost certainly happened, and it will almost certainly happen again.
You are expert for Middle East. What the President Trump need to do now?
I think that the basis is to turn off the tap of jihad. He has to have a great pressure on the Arab states and the Muslim states in order to stop this teaching of jihad, and also in-house, in the United States, to prevent this teaching of jihad, to forbid the availability of these writings. If you analyze what the Arab states are doing, these writings are forbidden. You cannot read nowadays Al-Qaradawi, for example, the prominent cleric of Muslim Brothers. You cannot read them in Egypt, nor in the Gulf states, and so on. Where is it possible? In Europe and in the States.
But President Trump, he can do that. You know, you have a lot of pressure.
Yeah, there is certainly big pressure on him, but it's possible. Maybe he will have to change laws. Maybe he will have to have a fight with the media and with opposition, with the Democrats, and even with some Republicans. But if he wants to stop this type of attacks, he has to take radical measures against them.
Not like Europe.
Europe also has to do it. Elsewhere, they will also will be confronted with other attacks.
But maybe if Trump not going to do something, if you look at Europe, this is the example. If you don't do anything.
But in Europe, there are big problems, and they are trying to do things. There are changes in the law in France, for example, and you have very great pressure on governments from the right wing saying you have to do something. And there are thousands of jihadists who came back from Syria, and they have thousands of other jihadists. They know they live in the suburbs of big cities there in Europe. It is in France, the case also in England and Germany, and so on. So they have to do something. I hope they will do. Elsewhere, we'll have a Muslim Europe.